I hadn't been to Ollie's in a while, so I fixed that. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and if you have been following my channel for a little while, you've probably heard about Ollie's, the bargain outlet center thing. It's a surplus store. You might have like I don't know, a Big Lots in your area, or even like a Ross or a Marshalls. All do like similar things. They are taking overstock from big companies, manufacturers, distributors, or whatever, and selling it sometimes for pennies on the dollar, usually dimes on the dollar. And you get to make out with some really cool stuff. Make away with? You get to go home with some really cool stuff if you go and check them out, if you're patient enough to shop and go through. So I've done Ollie's hauls. In fact, some of the most popular videos on my channel have been Ollie's hauls. And they've slowed down. They've slowed down in the last few years because the reality is most of the stories that are collected in books that are at Ollie's, I don't really need. But every now and then you'll see a new flyer and it's like, hey, we got a bunch of this thing in or that thing in. I bought a coffee maker at Ollie's. Anyway, it's besides the point. The point is, recently, I had to go traveling for work and found myself in a different city at an Ollie's that I've never been to before. So I ended up at the Ollies in Durham, North Carolina. And I was like, you know what? Let's make a good old fashioned Ollie's haul video. Now, I decided I'm just going to sit here and talk to you because they were blasting the music in that Ollie's. There is no way for me to do that or just do the straight up vlog like I used to without getting copyright strikes and stuff. So I'll show you B-rolls. I went to Ollie's in Durham, North Carolina, and I was really just like, hey, let's see what we can see. When I go into an Ollie's, the first thing I'm looking for is comics, comic books, graphic novels, trades. Ollie's typically has really cheap trades and decently priced hardcovers of stories that you might have forgotten about. And this Ollie's was the first time I had seen a big sign that said book blowout or bookstore bargain something. The point is all the books were in one section of the store that was clearly labeled. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I went hunting around for a little bit and for a long time didn't even see the comics. And then I happened to look up and the comics are literally right in front of me. So I'm looking at this big wall of comics and they had some really, really cool stuff. There were some Fantastic Four OHCs from Marvel, a bunch of trades that I had seen before. The thing is with Ollie's is that they get these books by the truckload. And generally speaking, if you've been to one Ollie's in your area, you've pretty much seen everything there is to see. But you never know. Some people have like Ollie's that are like super picked over, and some people have Ollie's that are super fully stocked. And just depending on the day of the week, you might get lucky. So it's worth it to go look at those shelves. But I was looking at them and I saw a couple of things that I was like, I might pull the trigger on this. Specifically, I saw a Fantastic Four OHC by Chip Zdarsky collecting his Marvel 2-in-1 run. And I was like, ooh, that looks good. We'll come back to that. But some pretty cool stuff going down in the graphic novel section at Ollie's. And then, of course, I decided to walk the aisles and find some really interesting things. Somebody had left like a whole stack of like Black Panther toys just in the book section, not in the toy section. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should go to the toy section and see what they've got over there. And so I did. I walked over to the action figure section and Ollie's recently got a big, huge pile of Marvel Legends action figures. So from all sorts of MCU waves, I saw a Gamora from the What If. I saw Killmonger from What If. Doctor Strange, like all sorts of movies. You're seeing it on the B-roll. I'm not going to be able to recount them from memory. And they had all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. I think it's time to just skip straight to the haul. How about you? Okay. Did I get comics? I didn't get comics. I really, really wanted to get comics. But when I saw the stuff that I have in this bag, you'll understand. Right. So I said they had a bunch of Marvel Legends action figures, and I definitely got a bunch of Marvel Legends action figures. Now, you guys know, or maybe you don't, but Black Panther is one of my favorite characters. In fact, he's probably my favorite character at Marvel. The more I read Black Panther, the more I fall in love with Black Panther, the higher he goes on my ranking list, if you will. But my love for Black Panther in the comics starts with my love for Black Panther, the film. The 2018 Ryan Coogler directed film starring Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan and people I don't remember the names of at the I was doing so well. I really was. But anyway, so the Black Panther movie, in a lot of ways, really pointed me toward comic books. Between that and the Into the Spider Verse movie, both of those came out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't start reading comics until the following year. But those were characters that I just loved from seeing them in other representations. So without further ado, let's take a look at what I grabbed. So they had a bunch of Marvel Legends figures. So here we got two different waves. We got some Marvel Legends from the original Black Panther film run or wave. So we got that. So this is from, I don't know when this came out actually, but it's based on the 2018 Black Panther film. So that's cool. We got Black Panther T'Challa in the likeness of Chadwick Boseman, with the vibranium all activated in the suit. If I'm honest, I feel like I've seen better figures. Like the head sculpt on this is not amazing, but it's Chadwick Boseman. He's no longer with us, so it's cool to have. And if I were to move this Ollie's price sticker, you would see there is a head that's just the Black Panther mask in there. So that's cool. Now I did this. This was $9.99, and now when you go to Ollie's, like I'm so used to shopping in the graphic novel section where you can get like a $20 book for like $3.99. So when I saw like $9.99 for these action figures, I was like, I don't really need action figures for $9.99. It was not until I saw all of these that I was like, oh yeah, I gotta have them. Because I saw this one and I was like, I'm not fully sold. This isn't the best figure. But it is Black Panther. I love Black Panther, so I will see. And then I saw this one. This is Okoye from Wakanda Forever. And I was like, okay, pretty good. This is pretty good. Okoye being one of my favorite characters from the Black Panther films. Someone tell me the name of this woman. Is it Denai Guerrera? Either way, love her portrayal in the Black Panther films. And then we've got this. Also from the Wakanda Forever wave. This is Shuri as Black Panther. I don't know. It looks like this just comes with a couple extra hands. But there we go. We got Shuri in the Black Panther costume. I did a whole Who is Shuri video on the channel back when it was announced that she was going to be Black Panther in the movie and they got that first little trailer dropped. And I was like, I gotta have this. I gotta have Shuri as Black Panther. But the one that sold it for me, the one that made me decide, you know what? I'm going to buy as many of these Black Panther figures as I can, was this one. This is Eric Killmonger in the likeness of Michael B. Jordan as Black Panther. It is Killmonger's Black Panther, and man, it just looks so good. I can't lie, like even the box is beat up, and I don't care because I got a bunch of action figures, though I don't consider myself a toy collector. I got a bunch of action figures, and I never keep them in the boxes. All of my figures are just kind of loose around the house. And for the longest, I don't have a lot of Marvel Legends figures. Most of my figures are McFarlane Toys DC characters because the Marvel Legends tend to sell out at all the big box retailers long before like anything, like before you hear about anything cool being there, it's always sold out. And I'm not buying toys online for $20 a pop. So, but we got this whole wave. We got Killmonger, we got Okoye, I got Black Panther, and I got Black Panther. Now, I did have to leave a couple on the shelves. I had a limit of $40, and that's what I spent on these $40, excluding tax. But in order to come home with these, I had to leave home the Chip Zdarsky Fantastic Four book that I wanted to grab. So I left that in the store. I left that on the shelf. And then they had other characters from the Black Panther Marvel Legends lines. So they had Shuri from the 2018 film. So Shuri as Shuri with like the little hair updo and the little lion fist gun things. So she had that. They also had Nakia from the Black Panther. Well, it was actually from the Wakanda Forever wave, but it was Nakia, if I'm not mistaken. It was the Wakanda Forever wave. And then they had a Hatut Zeraze, which don't make an appearance in either of the movies, if I remember correctly, but are popular from both the Priest and the Reggie Hudlin runs of Black Panther. And I really wanted to grab a Hatut Zeraze, but the Hatut Zeraze is like an army. So I would rather have multiple Hatut Zeraze if I'm going to have any at all. So I left that on the shelf. And, but the ones that I'm like, oh, and they had an Everett Ross too. That's all I remember seeing, but you might have seen something else in the B-roll. So here's the plan. When I get my YouTube earnings later next week, I'm going to go back to my local ollies. I'm not driving all the way to Durham, but I will go back to my local ollies and see if they have any of the other Black Panther characters that I missed out on. Because at $10 a pop, that's honestly not bad. It's not bad at all. And especially since it was a glaring hole in my collection. In fact, this is the only other Black Panther figure I own. And it's like a super small thing that ironically I also got from Ollie's for like $5. But, well, I guess it's close to the same size. It is smaller, but not by much. So anyway, this one's better. It articulates more and I'm excited to have it. So that's my haul. I'll take these out and show you in the B-roll because you can't really see anything in those boxes, but that's what I grabbed from Ollie's for the first time in a while. If you want to see more Ollie's videos, then join the channel membership because how am I going to pay for these Ollie's things? But if you want to see more Ollie's videos, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try my best to make it happen. I'm not spending as much money as I used to, but we can still have some fun. So until then, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.